maybe an answer for you. So if you kind of are in a space right now where things just seem kind of crazy and the world is kind of getting at you, we're gonna just do a quick reading here and hope that it resonates for you. Oh, we got a whole slew of cards here. We have a lot of Earth, so definitely something going on with just physical space right now. Physical space. Obviously, certain temptations are coming in. So we have the King and Queen of Earth. That's a pretty powerful duo. And then try to put these here so that everybody can see. We have a lot of Earth. And so with this Earth, so we got the Eight of Earth, which paired with the King and Queen is pretty apropos because it's really about teamwork and building a solid foundation and using your masculine and feminine both equally, balancing that energy so that you can get the best foundation possible for yourself. It's everything is a little up in the air right now, and I think it's going to be really important to ground in your space. Just give yourself a bit of grace and remember where you come from. We need to be practical and grounded. And Queen of Earth in general, she is practical and she is grounded. She is trustworthy. So trust your intuition, trust that space within yourself that maybe you have been ignoring a bit. I think it's difficult right now at times because things are coming online and then going off and coming back on and going off. And so maybe you're having a difficult time really feeding in and listening to that intuition. And so just recognize that this is a time to go inward. This is a time to really set a foundation for your inner space so that it will reflect in your outer world. And don't be afraid to just be conscious in your manifestations. And when we are conscious of our manifestations, everything is going to start from this foundation that you build. This foundation that you build within of yourself. Yes, the Eight of Earth is a lot about like working and like feeling grounded in a space of community. But I'm not necessarily certain that is really an outward community. I really do feel because the King and the Queen here both represent finding that balance within yourself and the duality that we have within our own space. And be aware of the temptations that come up to distract you from this balanced space, whether that be social media or friends or family or even just your own inner dialogue. What is it saying? What are the things that you're looking for, looking toward, gravitating to? And if those things are not feeling good, if they're not helping you achieve the balance that you're needing in your life, it is time to like release those temptations and be aware of the temptations that you may be kind of getting into. And so become creative within your space. Like, what is it that you love? What lights you up? What makes you feel good? What leads to you feeling balanced within your space so that you can cohabitate within yourself this masculine and feminine energy so that you can truly grow. Because this right here, like that creative fire, it's just honoring the differences, honoring your own space, honoring the differences between the masculine and the feminine, and recognizing that none of it is bad. Nothing that we feel inherently is bad or wrong. It's just a matter of learning how to communicate with both sides to come to an understanding of who we are and what we're here for. And it's going to be really important to be within your own space and then your mind. This is a lot to do with how you think, what you're manifesting is brought on by how you're thinking about certain situations. And if you're not feeling balanced, if you're not feeling level and secure in your space, now is the time to reach inward, to go inward, to stop using things to distract you, whatever that is. I mean, I for sure have been on a journey of working through my own vices and temptations that distract me from my balance space. And so I just think it's going to be really important at this time to recognize where you are feeling off balance and to lean into that intuition and to lean into the creative spark that's showing you where to go, because you know where to go. When you take the time to listen to yourself, when you take the time to go inward and meditate and rest and recuperate and allow yourself to heal, you won't need to face the world using these temptations anymore. You won't need to face the world by masking or covering or hiding from parts of yourself that you feel are maybe not worthy of the light, because all of you is worthy of the light. And in fact, the only way to grow and to bring this beautiful music of you to the world is to understand that your wholeness is what's special and is what is important. And it's within that wholeness and that fullness that you recognize who you truly are and what you are truly capable of. Because when we learn to accept all of ourselves, every little facet of the being that makes us us, that's when we come to the realization that we are just who we need to be. And it's not good or bad or indifferent. It's just an acceptance of duality, acceptance of polarity, an acceptance of understanding that even in the discomfort, we learn and we grow. And you're in that process now of learning and growing and becoming the actualized truth of yourself. And I'm going to keep this reading short, but I do want to just bring up a couple little cards to help. Like, how are you supposed to embody this space? What are you supposed to be doing? So, we have Nemesis here. And she is reminding us that, we don't need to feed into any kind of revenge or hold on to any outcomes, because justice will come. And Nemesis teaches a powerful lesson. And in her wise words, fighting poison with poison will cause both sides to lose. And so treating yourself or others in a way that feels justified, even though the outcome is not necessarily positive for either side, is really not the route that you want to go right now. So, check your motives. Don't get stuck in a cycle of the karmic wheel returning the ick to you because you are getting revenge or seeking justice within whatever scenario it is. And so, the questions to ask yourself is, why am I called to take this action? Why do you feel compelled to act in whatever way? And how important is it really? How important is being right or being justified or having, revenge? How important is it for your growth? Because my guess here is that this is what's holding you back. This may be a part of the temptation for you to feel seen or heard in a way that gives you power. But the true power lies within your balance, within accepting your duality and your polarity. Within that space, there's also blame intelligently. What has this situation taught you? What has it brought forward within yourself? Where have you grown from this? What have you learned? What can you take with you to teach other people? And then finally, how will you harm yourself by taking this kind of action, this revenge or or seeking this kind of justice. Because at the end of the day, it's not about that. It is about the healing. It isn't about the letting go, not forgetting, but understanding that we all fuck up. Like we're all human. And maybe the transgression is massive. Maybe you have felt really slighted by someone in your life or a situation. But I urge you to blame intelligently. And I urge you to go within and allow yourself to heal by being creative and allowing that to flow through. Whatever hurt or sadness or fear or anxiety or frustration is causing you this feeling and tempting you to act outside of what is balanced within yourself, throw it into this creative spark and become better for it. You don't have to stay a victim of this circumstance, whatever it is. That is an option. You're more than welcome to stay in the space that you are, but it will stop your growth. You won't be able to move forward in your own truth, in your own light, and in your own magnificent way when you hold on to whatever this is. This could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a job, it could be whatever the situation is that is causing you to feel conflict and that you need some sort of closure or justification or revenge or karmic retribution in whatever way. It's not serving you anymore. So let go of the temptation to feed into this space because it no longer serves you. I'm going to bring out one more card, and this is just a self-help, self-care card. So for stress relief and, what can you practice right now today to help you manage all the things that you're dealing with? What is going to help you balance yourself so that you can truly grow through creativity and heal yourself so that you're no longer needing to feed into the temptation of whatever this is, because it's no longer serving you. It's no longer allowing you to be the best of yourself. It's no longer allowing you to grow in the ways that you need to grow in order to achieve the light for yourself within. So the card today is let go of being an expert, emptying the cup of your mind. So Zen masters tell their students to empty the cup of their mind and try and do that now. So just try to let go of any preconceptions, let go of being an expert. Let your mind slowly empty, like the emptying of a water out of a glass pitcher, and notice what you see, sense, or feel from this experience. I'm going to leave this card here so you can read it, because this is going to be important. This is kind of encompasses all this. Let go of being whatever expert in whatever situation you're in. Like at the end of the day, when we recognize that we really don't know anything at all, that's when we truly get to learn from the wisdom within ourselves. Because when we let go of those preconceived notions or the things that we think we know to be true, maybe you're an expert in self-sabotage. Maybe you're an expert in figuring out just the right way to dig at someone to make them feel whatever pain you feel you felt. Maybe you're an expert in manifesting situations that continue this cycle. So let go of that. Let go and empty your space so that you can fill it with clear, clean water of love and compassion and grace and understanding. Not necessarily for other people, that as well, but for yourself. Because hurts, like allowing yourself to continue to be a victim of whatever circumstance it is only allowing whatever caused that hurt more power. And you deserve to be released of that. You deserve the opportunity to grow and become stronger because of that. We all get put in situations that are difficult. We all have a certain amount of trauma. We all have a certain amount of shit that we are covered in. And we get to choose whether or not we sprout from that and use it as fertilizer for the betterment of ourselves and our space, or we wallow in it. Those are your two options. And I urge you to let go. I urge you to let go of being an expert in self-sabotage and self-deprecation and not giving yourself grace. I urge you to allow yourself a moment to heal and through creativity, letting this go. I really want to thank you for just taking the time. If you watched this whole video, I know it's a little impromptu, it's a little short, but if this resonated with you, please leave a comment. Or, what are you letting go of? What is the temptation? What is this uncomfortable force in your life that is maybe bringing you down to a level that you are no longer needing to be at? Where can you find peace? Where can you allow your duality and your polarity to come together in balance so that you can grow and play the music that your soul is meant to? I'm going to leave this with a blessing. May you speak your truth with assertiveness, grace, and courage. May you be deeply rooted in the wisdom of your ancestors, guides, and angels. May you clearly see the path before you when as new challenges arise. May you learn all lessons through love and compassion. And may you be divinely connected to the infinite universal energy of all that is love, God, source, the divine, whatever term resonates most with your soul. May it protect and strengthen you and bring you immense abundance, love, and joy. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.